Hi everyone, I'm Nathan with the ebookreader.com. For this video review, I'm going to show you the Idolian TouchTab 10. So I posted about this tablet a few weeks back on my blog here. The Idolian TouchTab 10 is a really cheap Android 4.0 tablet I found on Amazon. It only cost $169, so that's like 2 or 3 times less than you're going to spend for other 10-inch tablets, like, you know, the higher end ones. This doesn't have like the high-end specs, the high-end processor. It has a single core Cortex A9 processor, but other than that, it has a lot of the features that the more expensive tablets do have. The processor, I found, it's actually pretty smooth for the most part. You're just not going to want to get any high-end games, like any game lock games or anything like that aren't going to work on this. But you know, I've had basic games work, like these kind of games work, like Stupid Zombies and Angry Birds, and even Cordy works. That's like the one 3D environment type game that I actually did get to work on here. So yeah, it doesn't play the like high-end games with this type of processor, but it will play the basic games. Other than that, I've been pretty impressed with this tablet actually. As you can see, it's not like real laggy or anything with this processor. It does have a little bit of lag compared to like the Asus Transformer with the quad-core processor or the dual-core processor. So yeah, the more expensive tablets that are in the $400 or $500 range are obviously going to get a lot more speed with their faster processors, and you're also going to get some other upgrades like this screen. It's actually a pretty nice screen. It's a 1024 by 600 resolution screen, so it's a little bit less than some of those other high-end tablets, but I find it pretty adequate for one reason. For one, they make the icons and everything's like they scale it up a bit so that the icons aren't as small, so you don't notice the pixelation as much. It actually suits this screen resolution very well, the size of everything they use for the interface. So if I were to show you the like Asus Transformer, for instance, these icons would be a lot smaller. You'd have a bigger grid on your home screen, so they did scale everything up to accommodate for the lower resolution screen here, and it does look pretty good in my opinion. The viewing angles are actually halfway decent from the sides. In the top, it gets really bad when you go from the bottom like that. The viewing angles go down real fast, but the 3 ways, not too bad. Let's go ahead and show you the hardware on this thing. We've got a lot of ports over here. We've got, okay, so there's like a mini USB port, and it comes with this connector to connect an Ethernet port to it. We've also got this headphone jack right here, mini HDMI, and there's another USB port. We've got the micro HDMI or micro SD card slot, and we've got a full-size USB port over here, which is nice. You can plug in keyboards, mouse, that type of thing, and then you got the little on-screen mouse you can use. Helps if I turn the mouse on. So then you can use the mouse for all your interaction. Same thing, you can use a keyboard to type. So that's one cool thing about having the USB host. Another cool thing about it is this tablet actually comes with the full version of Office Suite right here. So you can actually use this to create documents, spreadsheets, and obviously read your other documents and spreadsheets as well. So that it's kind of handy having a full-size USB port if you want to do typing and stuff like that on here. Okay, aside from those ports, we've got the volume buttons up here on the top, and there's a camera shutter right here, which is kind of strange. There's a couple speakers back here, and that's pretty much it. There's a what else do we have? There's a little LED right here, and it also has capacitive, because this tablet actually ran Android 2.3 Gingerbread when it was first released last fall, and then they updated to Android 4.0 back in February. So it still has these buttons right here you can use if you'd like. Actually, the menu button pretty much never works, but the other ones do. And then you also obviously have the on-screen ones as well, and it has a little icon for screenshots right there. It also has this little front-facing camera right here. The quality, as you would expect, isn't very good. A lot of budget tablets have cheap cameras, and this one is no exception. Okay, so the cool thing about this tablet is that it comes pre-rooted, and it has the Super User app pre-installed, and it also has the Google Market installed. And once you go into the Google Market, it'll update to the Play Store. So that's the cool thing about this tablet. You have full access to the Google Play Store. You've got your apps. You can go down here, download to your heart's content. So that makes it very easy to get things on here. I got all these apps set up already. Of course, with Android 4.0, you got the different widgets. I've got the Google Apps installed, Google Reader, Google Apps work. As you can see, I got Google Maps installed. It's got a good setup as far as the Google Apps work. You've got Gmail. You can install the other Google Apps via the Play Store. Google Plus, Google Talk, all that kind of stuff. So we've got the full set of Google apps, which is really nice. And then we've got some other pre-installed apps in here. It doesn't really come with a whole lot of pre-installed apps, but you do have like the regular setup. You got video, audio, all that kind of stuff. You've got YouTube. Okay, so when it comes to video, I've been having some little bit of problems with this device as far as streaming video goes, because it comes with Flash Player, but for whatever reason Flash Player doesn't work. You always just get the little icon. I tried uninstalling it, reinstalling it, and still it doesn't work. So there's some issue with Flash somewhere. There's also an issue with Netflix. Netflix, it doesn't show video. I mean, the sound and everything else works, but there is an issue with Netflix. I asked the guys at Idolian, and they said that they have a fix in the works for Netflix, so that should come down the road by the end of July by their estimates. So the online streaming video isn't the greatest as far as that goes right now, with Flash and Netflix not working. YouTube works fine, and there's also you can play the stock video player works fine for playing MP4s and stuff like that. I've tried some test videos and they do work fine as far as playing offline. It's just sort of the streaming that it does have some issues with. But it does stream YouTube videos quite well. This is the high quality, and it looks fine. I don't know why it's not going full screen. Okay, so like I was saying earlier, these type of games work well. Angry Birds, the side-scroll games that aren't real 3D intensive. These type games do work fine. It's the 3D environment games that I couldn't really get anything to work on here. Another thing with the when you're using tilting type games that rely on the accelerometer and gyroscope, it does get a little bit odd. It only seems to work one way, as this game shows. So like it'll tilt from side to side, but it doesn't tilt top to bottom. So it only goes one way with that. So that's one thing to consider too. Okay, so this is the one 3D environment type game that I could get to work, and it does work pretty well. So it's kind of weird that I couldn't really get any others to install. So when it comes to e-reading, obviously you can install whatever app you want. So I got some news apps on here, Google Currents, and I've got the Kindle and Aldico and Adobe Reader. Adobe Reader used to be really lame for PDFs, but now it's really, really good. They updated it a little while back. It's got a bunch of features. So as far as e-reading goes, this is Google Currents. It sort of makes a cool visualization of my blog here. And we've also got, obviously you can install Google Reader. You've got all these other apps on here. So Adobe Reader installs and works well for PDFs. They updated this app a while ago. It's like 10 times better than it used to be. They've got a whole bunch of different features now, so this definitely works well as far as PDF reading goes. Different options as usual. So the Kindle app, it installs and it works well. They just updated this with 2-column landscape mode, so that definitely looks good on a 10-inch tablet like this. Aldico, of course, another e-reading app. It's got the highlight. You can turn the brightness up and down just by going right there. It's got the 2-column landscape mode too. These definitely work well on the bigger 10-inch screens like this. If you had one column going along, or it's just too hard to read with all the text like that. Google Play Music installs. It doesn't come with this setup. It just comes with the regular music player, but you can go ahead and install the Google Music if you would like. You can stream music from them or download your music from them. So offline video works fine. I tried this test MP4 video and it plays smoothly. Okay, obviously you can go in with Android 4.0, change up the wallpapers. There are some live wallpapers included in here. With the single core processor, the live wallpapers can kind of start lagging. It's kind of better just to go with the static wallpaper. So it comes with 8 gigs of storage space, internal, and it's also got that micro SD card slot. You're going to need a micro SD card if you pick up this tablet because you have to have it to pretty much install apps. So So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this review right now. I just wanted to give you guys a look at the Idolian TouchTab 10. It's not a bad tablet for $169 actually. It's a lot better than spending $400 or $500 for a higher end device if you don't have that kind of money. Obviously the single core processor isn't going to be as fast as those higher end devices, but as long as you don't need high end games and you don't need, like I said, Netflix isn't working right now, neither is Flash Video. Other than that, it's a pretty nice tablet. I've been pretty impressed with it so far. So check out the ebook reader blog. I'll have the full written review posted along with this video. Thank you for watching.